In the case of Joy L.J.D. Riley, legal proceedings emerged from a web of deceit, sparking interest and outrage. Riley became the focus after a fundraiser was launched, purportedly to aid a decorated Marine battling cancer. However, investigations revealed these claims were grounded in falsehoods, leading to serious federal charges. The FBI meticulously examined the flow of money and the deception intertwined with it, highlighting the case's foundation on fraudulent motives rather than merely the heroic narrative it had pretended to uphold. Following the investigation, an indictment for wire fraud was issued against Riley. This charge exemplified the legal system's recognition of foul play, and many anticipated a severe consequence. However, the ultimate outcome differed from what the public may have envisioned when considering the severity of the crime. Instead of incarceration, Riley received a 3-year probation sentence and was ordered to pay restitution to the victims, the people who had been misled and had contributed to the fundraiser under false pretenses. The reasoning behind this seemingly lenient judgment lies in several factors relevant to the case. The total sum acquired through deception was minor, amounting to just a few $1,000s. Such low financial damage often sways courts towards a more rehabilitative approach, particularly for first-time offenders. Moreover, Riley had no demonstrated violent criminal history that might otherwise have compelled a stricter sentence. In many instances, the judicial system opts for probation and financial restitution instead of imprisonment, aiming to offer a chance for redemption and correction of one's actions. This situation serves as a poignant reminder of how the legal system prioritizes financial accountability over the sensationalism of the underlying claims, whether they involve fabricated military honors or personal health crises. The narrative surrounding uniforms and health struggles acts like bait. However, the core legal matter hinges on the financial aspect. The focus is directed towards the money taken, illustrating a stark contrast between public outrage and legal reality. Ultimately, while the fraud was serious, the response from the courts exhibited a tendency to treat such cases as financial misdemeanors rather than magnifying them into moral judgments about valor theft. Yes, in Joy L.J.D. Riley's case there was legal action, but the outcome was more restrained than many people expect from such a story. Charges and conviction. She was indicted on a federal wire fraud charge after setting up a fundraiser based on false claims of being a decorated Marine with cancer. Wounded times. The case was investigated by the FBI, focusing on money obtained through deception. Sentencing outcome. Riley was sentenced to 3 years, 36 months probation. She was also ordered to pay restitution to victims, repay the money taken. Fake warriors. +1. Why no prison? This might feel surprisingly light, but legally it tracks. The total amount taken was relatively small, a few $1,000s, wounded times. She had no proven violent offences tied to the case. Courts often favour probation, plus repayment for first-time, lower-value fraud cases. The reality behind the headline. So while the story sounds explosive, the legal system treated it as a financial fraud case, not as a standalone stolen valor offense. Think of it like this. The uniform and cancer story were the bait, but the crime the court cares about is the money taken because of it. Here's how the donations around Joy L.J.D. Riley typically came together and why people bought into it. It wasn't one big whale donor, more like lots of small streams feeding the same river. Who donated? Individual supporters online, everyday people who saw her posts and chipped in small amounts, veteran support communities, people with a strong instinct to back injured service members. That badge of Marine Plus wounded carries weight. Friends, acquaintances, and extended networks. Once a story enters a social circle, it travels. Donations often come from friends of friends who trust the person who shared it. Sympathy-driven strangers. The cancer angle widened the net far beyond military circles. How she convinced people, step by step. 1. Build a believable persona. She didn't just say, "I served." She crafted a full character, decorated Marine, injured, battling cancer. Layers make a story feel solid. 2. Sprinkle in details references to medals, deployments, treatments. Even when inaccurate, specific-sounding details can disarm skepticism. 3. Visual reinforcement photos in military-style clothing, symbols like ribbons or badges, and imagery linked to illness. Visuals act like proof even when they aren't. 4. Share the struggle publicly, posts about hardship, pain, and ongoing battles. This keeps the story alive and builds an emotional narrative arc people follow. 5. Activate trust networks. People who believed her shared her story. Each share acted like a personal endorsement, multiplying credibility. 6. Introduce a way to help fundraisers or direct donation requests appear after trust is established. By then, the audience is primed to act. 7. Maintain the story. Updates about health or setbacks. Keep sympathy flowing and reduce doubt. Silence raises questions, so the story keeps moving. Why it worked. It combined two powerful triggers: respect for military service, empathy for serious illness. Together, they form a kind of emotional fast lane where people are less likely to question and more likely to help. The takeaway: most donors weren't careless. They were responding exactly how people hope others would respond in a genuine crisis. The deception worked because it leaned on that instinct.